make it 3.
Going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. And today we have our next episode of Ever Wonder. Yes. So you can see the first clip we're looking at here. I'm in the Ibuki. We are on the Atlantic. And I've got that enemy cruiser off to my side. Oh, yeah, right. I got 2 nice little shots into him, but just couldn't finish him off. Enemy Fletcher off to the front of me. So the fact that I couldn't finish him off fairly freaked me out. Now I've got some enemy enemy torpedo bombers coming in. The cruiser is still alive. Just need to get maybe one last salvo into him, and then I can finish him off while avoiding the Fletcher's torpedoes. Now the enemy torpedo bombers have launched torpedoes at me as well. So managed to avoid Fletcher's. Turning, managed to kill the enemy cruiser, continue to turn, dodge the enemy torpedo bombers, but can't dodge the second enemy torpedo bomber squadron. Take 1 torpedo to the stern and another torpedo to the starboard side. Ah, oh, damn. So close, so close. There was really never any hope, right? My team was in a position to lose this anyway, but at the very least, maybe I could have taken down the Fletcher with me, along with that enemy cruiser. At least, I guess, did finish off the enemy cruiser. In the next clip we're looking at, you can see I'm in the Hatsuwaru today, and I'm playing with Trucker. So Trucker's stopped. He's doing some stealth sniping. Some ninja, I don't know, invisa sniping, I suppose, shooting. Anyway, I'm shooting off torpedoes, trying to circle around him, right? Circling behind him, very focused on where I'm launching torpedoes, not really focused on where Trucker is at all. Launch the torpedoes, oh god. Yeah. Ram right into Trucker, apologized profusely to Trucker. Shots come in, and I mean, it didn't work out for me, but at least for Trucker, I ended up taking all the damage from those shots, yeah. So, put on the old boost, managed to dodge the torpedoes, think to myself, well, that was really embarrassing. Maybe I can just, pull it off, get myself out of the situation, continue to dodge the shots. No. Just can't keep it going. But again, I mean, at the very least, I pushed Trucker out of the way. Get some nice torpedo hits here in the end. Don't actually kill the enemy, but yeah, get some torpedo hits into him. Get Trucker out of the way, take all the damage. Trucker at least can continue on. Now looking at the next clip in the Hatsuwaru once again, and again on two brothers here, and this was fairly tragic. So I lose my steering, right, and I just used my repair to repair my engine and a fire that had been set in the previous salvo that had done all this damage to me. I've got torpedoes in the water, but all those torpedoes are all going to miss. The enemy's not going to hit those at all, which kind of sucks. But anyway, if I can just stay in here in the smoke, invisible, maybe I can survive until my repair is done cooldown, and then just sail out of this whole situation. That's the plan. Looking at enemy ships, I am able to get off some torpedoes at the enemy cruiser over there, so that's not too bad. Just while I'm waiting for the repair to, finish up on the cooldown here, enemy ships keep popping up. Now, the enemy cruiser over there, that is in fact a Japanese cruiser, right? So I didn't actually take this into account and didn't really think or assume that anyone would be firing torpedoes at me. Just sort of thought that I'd be safe where I am. They can't see me, invisible. Here come torpedoes, oh god. So I do actually have a chance to avoid these torpedoes, but I oversteered too much, right? And now I just can't do it. Oh yeah. After all that, and I had big grandiose plans of, pulling something off. No, didn't work. In the Admiral Hipper now, again on two brothers here, lining up on a enemy cruiser off there. It's in a Thotgor. I'm with Trucker again. Trucker's in his Ibuki, thinking that everything is going fine. I mean, the match just started, so these are just early salvos going out, really still sizing up the enemy, and then blam, right? Yeah. Ally Thotgor right there, just point blank torpedoes into me. At the very least, with the decrease in damage they do to allies, it didn't kill me, but still, right? Yeah. Into the next clip now. You can see him in Mogami. This is a ranked battle here, and I've got some enemies off to the starboard side of the ship right now, so I'm really going to try and turn into these guys, right? Present as small a target as possible, not expose any broadsides. That's the whole plan here. So I'm putting shots into whatever enemy ships I can, wherever my turrets happen to be pointed, given that, I'm in a pretty hard turn right now, trying to get my nose pointed at these enemies. The enemies enemies that I have, there is the Turpets over there, the Thotgor here as well. So I'm putting shots into this Thotgor because that seems to be where my allies are focused, what my allies are focused on, right? We're all focused on this guy. Someone got some nice hits on him on him there, got some citadels on him as well. But for whatever reason, another situation where we just can't finish him off soon enough. It's just don't really understand it. But anyway, he's almost gone, and I'm turning into again, or at least I'm going to be turning into now once I avoid the ally here, turning into the Turpets. Enemy destroyer pops up. I managed to get the last shot in on the cruiser and take him out. So putting shots into the enemy destroyer, right, while taking defensive maneuvers against the enemy Turpets. Figure I'm safe. No. No. Just didn't work out. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I think that was like a citadel from the bow of the ship, or maybe it was just, you know, the angle. It wasn't quite pointed at him directly, but man, anyway, moving on into the Admiral Hipper now, and you can see that we are on what is this, Trap, I think this map is called. It's one of the newer maps. Pretty crazy map. I still haven't quite figured out how to play it. Anyway, I'm focused on this cruiser, not paying attention to the enemy ships over there, right? There's another enemy cruiser, there's an enemy battleship, so I put shots off the Pensacola. Unfortunately, some of my torpedo launchers on the starboard side of the ship are knocked out, so I only have the one, and the enemy Pensacola is going to avoid all that. Now the new, what is that, North Carolina is back there, and he's putting shots into me as well. We've got some planes coming in, some torpedo bombers there, yep. We still have the original enemy cruiser that I was shooting at, and yeah, yeah. Dive bombers came in. This was just a total fail. Oh my god. And another grounding. I mean, these islands, damn islands, they come out of nowhere. In another ranked battle in the Amagi the Mogami once again, enemy destroyers over here, right? So I start putting shots into this guy. We're gonna try and get this guy killed because you can see what I'm doing is more or less defending the A point. This is the point we have, hoping that our lead in points will eventually result in something. Yeah, did you notice? Take a look, there's a glitch happening. That second island, that shouldn't be there. I don't know what's going on here with this island. It's the second time I've seen it in a number of days. I mean, I've showed you guys the first clip, right? And the last episode of Ever Wonder, yeah, and it happened again. So I'm kind of freaked out with this island. The enemies are shooting through it, and I know that it's not really there, so I start shooting through it as well, obviously. Maneuvering the ship, trying to get out of this whole situation. Managed to take out the enemy destroyer, but I'm not going to be able to make this turn. Damn it, ground myself once again. Enemy planes are incoming. I've got the enemy battleship over there, and I fully expect the enemy battleship to just completely take me out any time at all. I mean, there's not a whole lot that can be done. Right there we go. Oh man, it was really, I mean, I was too focused on that glitch, the map glitch there, to really think that, you know, I was in this channel and to turn hard enough to avoid the island. Oh, it was crazy. But anyway, in another ranked battle in the Megami once again, you can see putting final shots into a cruiser over there. We've got an enemy destroyer that has popped up, and I've got a Turpets coming in at me here as well. This was a fairly bold play I was making. I was trying to get in here and defend the cap, but it really, I should have waited maybe a little longer for actually my team to come in and support me. Hindsight is always 20/20, unfortunately. So putting shots into the destroyer now, getting some nice shots into him as well. The enemy cruiser burnt to death, so he's gone. Fantastic, but still focused on the enemy destroyer and the enemy battleship, the Turpets. I don't see, yes, this other enemy battleship, the North Carolina, I don't see that guy coming around the corner as of yet, right? So putting torpedoes into the Turpets, I figure that's going to be a good spread, and try to get some last shots into the enemy destroyer. Maybe I can actually finish this guy off. Not going to happen. I need to turn, get out of this situation. I still am not aware of that other battleship, by the way. Take a big shot, blam, battleship, and I think, oh god. I don't have any torpedoes left because all of those torpedoes on that side of the ship I've shot off at the enemy Turpets. At the very least, hopefully I'll get some torpedo hits on the Turpets. We'll have to wait and see for those. Enemy battleship rounds the corner. I put some shots into him. Start getting some torpedo hits on the Turpets. Not enough to finish him off though. Get a nice high caliber. Enemy battleship finishes me off. It was a really quick play, but like I say, maybe I really should have held back maybe a little more. Not just gone right in there. Next clip is up and we're looking at another battle in the Hatsuharu. So we're on New Dawn, and this was really, early into the battle. General strategy formula with a destroyer on this map is come into the center, cruise around here, take a look at what the enemy's doing. The enemy was all over this place though, and I didn't react soon enough. Like as soon as all these enemy ships start popping up here, enemy destroyer over there as well, I'm spotted. I should have really just gotten out of this whole situation. Instead, I linger around and I try to get some torpedoes off at anything I can possibly get. You can see switching through targets here, taking a look to see what is within my range and what won't end up hitting an island. Another enemy destroyer pops up, so shoot off my torpedoes. Think I've gotten away with everything and I'm just going to get out of here, and here comes some torpedoes from the enemy destroyer back there, so damn it. This should have been a really easy dodge, but for whatever reason I lose sight of one of the destroyers. Yep, this one right here coming in, didn't see it. Thought that there was just that open space, and yeah, earned that. Well, at least that guy earned himself first blood in a devastating strike, I suppose. That's something. In the Marblehead now on Solomon Islands, and I'm dueling it out here in the north with some enemy cruisers, some enemy battleships as well. We've got, destroyers up here launching torpedoes, planes are incoming. I'm pretty well focused on the enemy ships and enemy planes, not really focused on what's in front of my ship at all. Get the old collision warning going off, still not focused on it. Enemy cruiser is dead, so okay, now it's a good time to take a look around, decide I'm going to shoot some more shots off at another enemy ship. Why is my screen bouncing up ever so slightly? Yeah, turns out I've grounded myself. Yeah. So start putting it into reverse, trying to get myself out of this whole situation. Enemy destroyer off in the distance, going to put shots into this guy. Meanwhile, enemy torpedo bombers come in. Yes, I think they were shooting at me. I'm pretty sure they were shooting at me. Take one torpedo, there's another torpedo hit, there's another torpedo on its way, and I'm not even gonna, I know it's gonna hit me and I know I'm gonna die. So it hits me and I just try and get some shots off at whatever I possibly can. There's a destroyer in the distance, start putting shots into this guy before I actually die. Yeah, there it goes. No time to repair, nothing like that, because I used all that up, of course. In the new Russian cruiser, this was maybe, this was early on, the first day I got it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, first day I got it, so I don't know, what battle number it was, but anyway, I'm cruising around here, I'm with Toad King, and we're on hotspot. There is an enemy destroyer in here, I know that. I'm taking a look to see if I can spot him without actually going into the point while using these islands back here as cover. There's an enemy Nagato, and I think, man, we'll just, angle my ship against this guy, no big deal. So put some shots into him, and then enemy Atlanta pops up. So okay, we'll start firing at this guy. Putting as much fire as we possibly can into this Atlanta here. Do critical damage, take out some of his turrets, and try and get him killed before I go in behind this island, right? Because the ultimate plan here is just to continue sailing on, thinking that I'm angled against the Nagato. The Atlanta, yeah, the Atlanta turns and I turn with him. So now I'm no longer angled against the Nagato and I don't realize it. I was just trying to get all of my turrets into the Atlanta, right? So we can see the Nagato off in the distance. There's the flashes from his gun, so we know he's just fired. Shells are incoming. I take a look at my position and realize, well, I'm not quite angled against him. Try to turn, but it's too late, yeah. And he detonates me. Oh well, I mean, at least I get some flags, and it makes for, a quality staple in our Ever Wonder series. One of these detonations, oh man. In the Ogami on Land of Fire with Toad King as well. He's in his Farragut. We have been dueling it out with some enemy destroyers over here. We took one of them out. You can see I've got this island here, so I'm making a hard turn. I'm not actually going to hit this island. I'm more focused, in fact, on the enemy cruiser and the enemy Fuso off in the distance, because they're getting fairly close to us. You can see one of my friendly destroyers just got some nice torpedo hits on the enemy cruiser over there. So yeah, focus on those guys, and then suddenly another island, right? I don't actually hit this island. What I end up doing is I bottom out and I ground myself. So here I'm grounded, sizing out the enemy cruiser, taking a look around. Look at the mini-map though. There's an enemy destroyer right behind me. I don't see him at all. Toad King is telling me about this guy and I'm just like, what? No, enemy cruiser. Oh god, enemy destroyer. Yeah, there he is there. So he's already launched torpedoes off at me. I'm trying to turn so I can get my torpedoes launched before I die. Somehow don't get killed in that spread. Second spread comes in and takes me out. Yeah. Oh god, I thought it was magic there at first, and I thought I was going to avoid both those spreads, but no. No, magic only happens once, apparently. Can't count on multiple ones. Moving into the next clip in the Ibuki. So you can see I'm on north, and I spawned over here on the west side so that it would be really easy for me to move in and cap D. This doesn't happen to me very often. Actually, I didn't even want to come over here at D, but I noticed that my allies had taken C. So I figure, well, I mean, I'm over here already. I mean, they've got C, so I may as well come over here, take D, work with this battleship I have, and at the very least come up and maybe behind the enemy, maybe flank the enemy, help with the defense of C, ultimate goal going off to B. And that's eventually what does happen. I mean, I think this was a victory. It was a good game, but anyway. Torpedoes in the water in front of me. Got to avoid these torpedoes. Obviously now we know there's an enemy destroyer somewhere around here. I've got two allied destroyers out there in front of me, and we can see the smoke, right? So it's obvious that the enemy destroyers are either in the smoke or is using the smoke to run away as cover, right? So we know that something's up here. Up pops the enemy destroyer, so okay, put my bow guns into him, fire all those off, fire off my stern guns into him, managed to do it in quick succession, yes. First blood, devastating strike, fantastic. I thought that was pretty amazing. Little break from the traditional Ever Wonder where I just explode, or we just explode. Thought it would be beneficial to show off with someone else exploding for once. Just that one time, you know. Moving into the next clip here in the Nuremberg. I'm not playing it very safe in this clip at all. It's opening session here in the battle, and I'm not seeing, but I am fairly forward of where I should probably be in terms of where the firing line is eventually going to be. And I'm putting shots into the enemy turpets over here. Yes, enemy turpets. So this is a tier 8 battle, and I'm just out front, not a care in the world, basically. Out here doing it for me, I guess. Taking shots off of the turpets, and no wonder I'm immediately spotted. I think it's okay though, because I do have, looking at the minimap here, right, I do have an island, right there it is there, coming up, and it's going to shield me against the turpets. Enemy cruiser over here pops up though, and suddenly I have to deal with this guy now. So I do start taking some evasive maneuver against him, putting shots into him as well, thinking that everything is fine. He hit me a bit, no big deal. Yeah, look at all those enemy ships over there. I thought, that's fine, they're not going to shoot at me. Why bother shooting at a little lowly old Nuremberg? I'm not hurting anyone, right? Shots are incoming, managed to hit me with a bunch of citadels, and yeah, gone. Just obliterated. Oh god, it was terrible. Anyway, in the next clip now, you can see I'm in my Miyoko. So, I'm shooting off against an enemy cruiser over there, and we are on hotspot, and over here where the A-cap point would normally be. So the cruiser we're firing at is the new Russian cruiser, the tier 8 cruiser. I got a video up on the other day, pretty good cruiser. So we're putting armor piercing into him now that it's loaded up. So I'm going to start turning my turrets preemptively and turning my whole ship. The whole intention here is to circle back around, get some more shots into the enemy cruiser. I do also have an allied battleship here with me as well. The allied battleship, he's pushing into the center of it. Now, I'm not willing to go that far. I've taken some damage so far. I know that there are some enemy ships in there. So I'm going to try and support the battleship, see if he can't survive a little, and that's the whole plan, right? That's what I'm going to try and do with the circle. So I'm almost completed the turn. Enemy destroyer pops up. There's one of them. So I think, okay, it's just one destroyer, no big deal. My allied battleship is pushing into the channel now, and you can see torpedoes just popped out of the water. Yeah, so okay, all right. Those were torpedoes from the Russian cruiser, I believe. More torpedoes coming in. Russian cruiser torpedoes run out of fuel. I figure those torpedoes are from the same ship, and that those will run out of fuel as well. So yeah, too late on the evasive action. Once I realized, no, they're not stopping. Oh yeah, it was terrible. They tricked me. I guess it's not too hard to trick me in real life as well, but damn. I should have, because it was 5 torpedoes, right? 5 torpedoes that took out the allied battleship. So those were from the Russian cruiser, and I should have counted the torpedoes and realized what was going on. But no, I was confident that all those torpedoes were from the same destroyer. Had to have been from the same destroyer. They were going to run out of fuel. I was going to be fine. I was going to be able to turn, take some shots off at the other enemy destroyer. There he is there. We can see him once again. Everything was going to be cool. No, they tricked me. It happens. It happens. Anyway, moving into the next clip, we can see that I am in the Amagi now. We are back on Land of Fire. The team was being fairly passive in this game. We do, like, you know, kind of have an advantage right now in ships, and I'm pushing into the B point, making a hard push into this B point, figuring everything is cool because this North Carolina over there, you know, as long as I drive towards them and don't expose a broadside, I should be fine. Torpedoes are coming in, right? So I start focusing on these, and I'm thinking, what is going on? So now I lose my angling against the North Carolina because I wanted to turn back in, and now I'm trying to avoid these torpedoes. I say, what the hell, buddy, because it was the Allied Thotgor. Luckily, those torpedoes run out of fuel, so okay, so now I got to start turning away again. North Carolina, though, seizes the opportunity and, you know, takes the broadside and kills me, obviously, right? But damn that friendly Thotgor. Damn him. If it wasn't for those torpedoes, the whole plan was to shoot the bow guns, turn, shoot the stern, and then turn back, bow on to North Carolina. I think it would have worked out quite well, but just didn't happen. Now let's take a look at what the Thotgor is doing right now. Yep, he's firing more torpedoes at an enemy ship that is well over 10 kilometers away. Oh my god. It's people like these people that make me just hate the Thotgor. And I know that the Thotgor is a great ship, but I just... oh my god, and it's still happening. Still happening. Even now, I figured by now the Thotgor would be flushed out, everyone would be okay with it, but no. Anyway. In the Nuremberg on New Dawn, and this destroyer, I saw all these torpedoes, and then I see this one over here, and I was like, oh crap, and I'd already slowed down because I just wanted to avoid that group. If I would have stayed at full speed, I think I would have avoided that torpedo. Just wasn't meant to be. I had killed that destroyer's friend. If I would have killed him, you know, maybe could have pushed further, gotten a Kraken, all that lovely stuff, but it just wasn't meant to be. Second last clip coming up, submitted by PutaHead here. We've got an aircraft carrier ramming a South Carolina, yes. They do go on to lose this battle as well. Quite something to see, you know. The Hosho decided to take things in his own hands here and just end it all. That South Carolina had to be done with them. The Allied destroyer we see remaining, he's AFK. Yeah. The enemy aircraft carrier now just has to swoop in and kill him. Next clip we're seeing here as well, and the last clip for the day as well. This was submitted by Croson, and this is Croson in his Yamato. So Croson just finished killing an enemy Yamato. He has another enemy Yamato over here off in the distance. The shots come in, miss Croson, fantastic. Croson starts lining up shots on the enemy Yamato. If he can just kill this one last Yamato, you know, things will be great. His team's gonna win. Fantastic. He'll have survived. In comes enemy torpedo bombers. Damn. Croson manages to shoot all of those torpedo bombers down except one. Yep. Only took one. Just the one. Blam, and it finishes Croson off with some help from the enemy Yamato in the distance. Anyway. That is this week's episode of Ever Wonder. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, leave any comments you have for me in the comment section below. Love reading those and responding back to them. Hit the old like button if you did like today's video. Hit subscribe if you are not a subscriber. And of course, I do hope you enjoyed the rest of your day.